There is no such issues. Okay. So today we are at this point. So the same steps we will see for Nginx also. Okay, so the prerequisite is Java, same as HTTPD. So how to install the package? We have seen that in the last class. The command for installation. So here I'm taking the Ubuntu box now. In Ubuntu, there are no restrictions. Here, first search the package name. Let us start first Apache. Okay, I already told you the name of HTTPD. In Ubuntu machine, it is not HTTPD, but it is apache2. So for that, let us search the package first. So sudo apt search HTTPD. HTTPD, the name is not there in the list of packages. So the name of HTTPD in Ubuntu machine is apache2. So Apache HTTP server. In case of Ubuntu Linux machine, HTTP server is named as HTTPD. So whereas in case of Ubuntu machine, the name is apache2. Therefore, now we need to install the package. So what is the command for this? So sudo apt apache2-y. Package is available on the package is not installed. Okay, the package is not there here. So for that, what you need to do? First, you need to update the repo. Okay, here when you try to install the package from the apt repo in Ubuntu machine, the package is not found. So for that, what you need to do? First, you need to update the repo. Okay, the command is update, sudo apt update. So it will update the complete repo and it will add the new versions of the existing softwares. Okay, and it will add the missing softwares. Any software that is not there, so that will be added. If the softwares are having older version, that will be updated to new version. Now let us install the package apache2. So sudo apt search. This steps we have done. So install. See, now the package is available and it is installed. Whenever any package, not only for this package, first of all, it is highly recommended in the real time. Whenever you start installing any new service, first you need to update the repo. Okay, first of all, you need to update the repo. That is the starting point for installation of any service. Without updating the repo, if you install, okay, if the service is there, then the older version service will maybe installed. Okay, once you update the repos, what happened? If the service is not there, then the new service will be available. If the service is there, then the older version will be replaced, updated to the new version. Then the new version is deployed. So now here, what we did, we installed the apache2 package now. So let us start the service. First, check the service status, sudo service apache2 status. So here, the important point here itself, in case of Linux machine, okay, in case of Linux machine, if you install the httpd package, okay, you need to start it manually. You need to start it manually. Whereas in case of in Ubuntu machine, whenever you install the package, that is apache2, the package will be started automatically. It will start automatically. No need to start manually. Okay. So whenever the service is installed, the service will be loaded here. Now, if you check the service, so this is Ubuntu box. So take the IP. So let us check. So just enter. Here it is not loading. Why? Anybody? Why this is not loading? Why it is showing this site can't be reached? I already told you, whenever HTTPD and Apache2 both are running on the port 80. Okay, so whenever you launch a machine, so by default the port 80 will be blocked. So you need to add or you need to open the port in the security groups. So here by default, in the inbound rules, if you see here, only one port is open. 22 is the port that is default open. Now you need to add a rule. Okay, so you need to open the HTTP. Whenever you type HTTP, it is automatically the port is 80. Okay, the port for HTTPS, it is 443. Hope you know the difference between HTTP and HTTPD. HTTPS. HTTP, nothing but it is a hypertext transfer protocol. So it is running on the port 80, but it is not secured. It is not secured. Whereas HTTPS, it is running on the port 443, it is secure. So we also know that if any browser having this type of log symbol, that means so connection is secure. That means whenever any website it is starting with HTTPS, then we can trust that website. It is have the valid certificate, therefore we can trust the certificate. We can trust the website. That means it is a valid website. So we can trust this website. If any website having HTTP, that means we cannot trust that particular type of websites because those are not having any proper certificates. Okay. So how do you get how to convert HTTP into HTTPS means by uploading the certificate. Okay. One certificate that will be uploaded into the load balancer, then this HTTP can be converted to HTTPS. That part I'll explain later. Okay. So now here currently I'm using only HTTP. That is 80 port. I'm allowing all the traffic. Save the rules. Now try here. See, Apache2 Ubuntu default page. So this is a default page of Ubuntu. This is a default page of Ubuntu. Now here Apache2 is installed now. Now here you can deploy any one of the service. So let us type one service. Let us say hi.html like previous. Okay. Sudo. Just type sudo hi.html. So now here just copy the content. We have already read the code, right? So this part here. Copy this one. Paste here. Now I want to move this file. okay, into the var.www.html. So just copy .html to /var /ww/html. Okay, there is no difference in the path of Apache2 and HTTPD. Both are only the name is different. Only the name is different. Now here, if you type .html, see, you can able to see the page. So welcome to DevOps classes. So like this, we can work with the Apache2 in the Ubuntu machine. So for example, if you want to change the port, okay, if you want to change the port, so the port change can be in the configuration file only. Okay, so where the configuration file exists in the etc folder. In the etc, see one configuration folder. So here cd, we have Apache2 folder is there here. See here. So like in the case of HTTPD, okay, in case of HTTPD, you have the folder, right? So cd/etc/httpd like this. Okay, /etc/httpd. This is a configuration folder for HTTPD. So similarly, the configuration file for Apache2 is, so this is the configuration file for Apache2. Ubuntu machine, right? So /etc/apache2. So now just move into the Apache2 folder. Apache2 folder. So here you can find the configuration file apache2.conf. Okay, in case of HTTPD, you have the file. Okay, you have the folder /etc/httpd, and the configuration file is httpd.conf. Whereas in case of Apache2, the file name is apache2.conf. So if you read this conf file, you can understand the clear picture about the complete Apache2 software. So Apache2 conf. So see here. So here also you need to understand the main points. Server root, the first one. Okay, server root is nothing but the point where the Apache2 is installed. It will have the configuration and error and log file, same as you can see in the last HTTPD. So see here, this is a server root, the default place that Apache2 is installed. So after that, so here you can see the error logs, the default error log page. Here you can see next one. Directory index and there is a directory index path. We have total 4 files are there, right? In the, like in HTTPD, the folders usage, we have seen the different types of folders, and then the configuration file we have these. So this is the 4. The first one we have seen the server root. Next one we will see about the listen, so where the port it is. So if you want to search here, so just type slash, so listen. Okay, here in the ports.conf is one file is there to listen the ports. So in case of a Linux machine, so the ports is available on the configuration file itself. Whereas in case of Ubuntu machine for Apache 2, so there is a file with the ports.conf. So there you need to edit the port. There you need to edit the port. So this is there in the Linux machine. Okay. So the listen port that will be available in the ports.conf. I will show that path. Okay. So next, so directory index means so where you are executing that file, that means deployment. So the path of deployment is here /user /share /nginx/html. So this is the path of deployment. And this is the file to edit port number. So now let's see that one. We did not get any changes here. So here, so see here one more file with ports.conf is there. So here we can change the ports. So here you can see listen port 80. So if you want to change the port, here you can change. So I'm changing the port to say 8888. Yes, I'm saving and quit. So this is a read-only file. So first you need to change the permissions for that. Okay, or otherwise you can use the sudo vi ports. Here let us try this 8888 giving the port. Now it is saved. Whenever you done the changes in the configuration file, then you need to restart the service. So don't forget that one. Sudo service apache2 service is restarted. Now we need to add the same 8888 to the security groups. So here I'm adding 8888 and I'm allowing traffic. Save. Now just see is working. Okay, to remove this, it is showing the default page, and if you type i.html, so it is working. So the main difference between Linux machine and Ubuntu machine is this one. In case of Linux machine, there is secure Linux engine policy is there. You must enable the policy, otherwise you won't change the port, okay, or you won't work with the service. But in case of Ubuntu, there is no such policy. That's why you can easily work with the Ubuntu machine when compared to the Linux machine. But in the real time, so Linux machine is mostly preferred because of that security. So in the real time, mostly will the security only, right? That's why. So the preferred Linux machines only in case of instead of these Ubuntu machines. Okay. So now it is completed. Now Apache 2 is done. Now we will look into next one, Nginx. Okay. So this is the path of deployment for sorry, this is for Nginx part. Path of deployment for Apache 2 also says where www. So coming to the Nginx part. So here I told you about all the things is regarding this one only. Yes, Apache. Clear? Ports.conf. This is the place to edit the port number, and this is the path of deployment. Now coming to the Nginx, so here everything is same. Sudo yum search Nginx. Sorry, not M. So because Ubuntu machine, you need to give here app. So see here, it will list out the packages for Nginx. So let us check for the package for Nginx. So you can see number of packages with the name Nginx only, but ultimately we need only this package. So small, powerful, scalable web server or proxy server. Okay, we need to take this one, Nginx. So just install the package. Nginx -y. So the Nginx is installed now. Okay, Nginx is installed. Now let us check the service is started or not. Let us see. Nginx is started by default itself. Now let us check the service. So you know what is the port which is running Nginx? What is the port it is running? Nginx also running on the
80.
same
80.
port 80. So see here, this is also showing the same name. Okay, but it is different. So Apache Ubuntu default page. Okay, but if you want to show the Nginx, okay, it is showing the Apache 2, right? But both are running on the Apache 2 is running on which one? It is 8888. It is not running on 80. Of course, it is running on 80. So it is running on the 3 ports. Why? Because here in the inbound rules we have given, so 22 you have given, so 48 you have given, 80 you have given. So that's why what happened, Apache 2 and this one both are Nginx, both are running on the same port. But here what happened, you could not identify which service it is. So now first for that what you have to do, you stop the service of HTTP Apache 2. Sudo service Apache 2 stop. Now Apache 2 service is stopped. Now check whether this is working or not. Hi.html. It is still Apache 2 is still running. So it is stopped. Is running. Stop this service. Now let's check. Now service is stopped here. Service is stopped. Both the services, Apache 2 and Nginx, both are stopped. I'm just starting the service. Nginx. Now let us check the, see here. It is showing the both are showing the same web page, because in Ubuntu both are having the same web page. Default web page is same here for both. Okay, so if you for Nginx, so same process, but the only difference here it is the path of deployment is different. Okay, here, so currently I have hi.html is there, hi.html. So I want to deploy this file. So where I need to deploy, so sudo copy the path of deployment for Ubuntu machine is user, next share, next Nginx, next HTML. So this is the path of deployment. So I'm just copying the file hi.html. The deployment is done. Now let us check whether it is working or not. It is working. So now this service is working with Nginx, not with Apache 2, because Apache 2 already stopped, right? So this service is now working with Nginx. So now let us change the port for this. Okay, let us change the port. So where this port is available under /etc1. Under /etc, if you look for the service, the name Nginx. So let us check the name for Nginx. See here, Nginx folder is there. So just move into the folder Nginx. Now check for LL. So what are the? So here you can see the conf.d. Okay, you can see the folder conf.d. So go move into the folder conf.d. Now here you can see the configuration file. Okay, so sorry, here already one file is there, nginx.conf. Okay, nginx.conf is a file, so that is a configuration file. Okay, nginx.f is the configuration file. Now let us edit the file. So nginx.conf. So if you see the file, so here you can see the path of access logs and error logs. So this is the path of access log and error log. Okay, I already told you in last class what is meant by access log and error log. So access log means if the application is accessed, so then that particular if it is a success message, then it is available in the access log. If it is in a failure message, then that is shown in the error log. Okay. So now next one. So here the port, where you can see the port here. Let us see. If you understand this file, so everything is clear for you. Okay. If you understand this file, so everything is clear. This is the main, for every tool we have the configuration file like this. Separate file is there for this. Here this is the file only we need to edit, changing the path also. That is for changing the port. The configuration file is this one only, main file. Let's check the other files. Include, yes. So here it is asking. So include under this conf.d folder, it is asking to create a file with any name. So .conf. Okay, there you can change the port. So let us create, like in the previous we have seen, right, for apache2, like that we create one file with the name port.conf. Okay, there we can change the port name. Okay, because we don't have any option here to change the port. Okay, we don't have any option here to change the port. So therefore we can create. Okay, we can create the port under the file, under the folder, under the file path. So this is the path. So dot conf dot d. Under this path, we can create the here virtual host config. So you can make the settings here. So star dot conf first. So, let us create a file. So, let us here listen the main is, let us check 88 port. Oh, I have edited this one. So now I'll restart the service. Service. Some additions are not possible here. This is the only file to change the port number. You may know. So let us do here. Okay. Here, yes, here it is there. So in case of Nginx, okay, so this is the path. This is the path of port edition. Okay, how to change the port here is right. So here this is the path to change the port. How to access application? I told you. I already done. So deployment also completed. Configuration file is in nginx.conf. So folder structure nothing but so the main two folders. I will show these folders also. So work with the package means how to start the package, how to stop the package, that completed. And 1 and 2 are completed. Java is a prerequisite and installation is done. So now let us edit this file. This is the part of deployment. The part of deployment. Next, so coming to here. So here now let us edit this file. Sudo. The default settings will be here itself. So in place of instead of Nginx, so we have this is the place. So less than 80, the default server. For secured port, it is 443. If it is SSL is there, then you can make this 440 the default one. So this is the root server root. Okay. And next, so this is the directory root. So I already told you what is known directory root yesterday, you know that, right? So by default, the default page will be index.html, index.html. So any context path that can be accessed, any context path that can be accessed. So if you want to add any specific index, so here you can add. So that part also I'll show. Like directory root I explained right yesterday, that one. That's it. So here, let me change this path. So I am changing the port as 9000. Let us change the port as 9000, saving this one. So whenever there is a change, so you need to restart the service. Let us check the file again. So site dot available. Let us change this to change it to restart the service. Okay. We are in the folder, that's why it is not deleted completely. Sudo apt remove, not installed, so not remove. Let us do this. So it is remove the complete and install package. Install. Configuration file. Unexpected end of file. So some okay, something weird is missing here. we have not deleted this folder. That's why it is throwing the error, I think. So let me move to the folder. This folder should be removed. Now, okay, clear. Next, now not available. The default. We already made to 80. 40 is made to 80. Now one more error here. You can actually this is actually default 22. Just invalid parameter index. So here there is an error here, so we can find the error here. The default page, you can see that error. This is copied, right? This is
ఇక్కడ పైన లిసన్ దగ్గర 8080 ఉంది కదా, అది కూడా 88 కదా
అది 18, but here it is throwing the error because of this one index. This is unnecessarily copied, I think. Previously in the bottom, so we have this one, right? I think this is copied unnecessarily.
కింద ఎలాగో ఉంది కాబట్టి
This copied
కాంటెక్స్ట్ పత్ ఎలాగో ఉంది కాబట్టి ఇంకా
you need to be very careful while editing this one. Invalid parameter index in the default line number 22. Okay, line number 22 we have the error there. Parameter is added. Let's go for another machine because this is somewhat creating issues. But anyway, so this is the process of doing the deployment. So for only port changing only, we need to look into estimating this machine, creating one more machine. Meanwhile, I'll explain about the troubleshooting part. The last one, it is common for both, not only for Nginx and this one, for anything. So this is same. So troubleshooting is nothing but the error codes. So identifying the error codes. Generally, the error codes are like this: 1xx, 2xx, 3xx, 4xx, and 5xx. So out of these five, so 1xx, 2xx, 3xx are not considered as errors. So they are called as success messages. Okay, they are called success messages. These three are success messages, so they won't treat as errors. Whereas in case of 4xx, so these 4xx are called as client-side errors. Whenever the client-side errors are there, then we will get mostly this 400 errors or 4xx errors. So now coming to this 5xx errors, they are nothing but server-side errors. Server-side errors. So out of these, frequently we are getting the errors are so 401 error and 404. So these two are the frequent errors we are facing in the real time. So 401 means it is the name unauthorized. Okay. Unauthorized means so maybe the credentials that you are passing are not correct. Okay, you need to check the credentials. You need to check. Okay, for example, you are connecting, your application needs to be connected to a database. So if the database credentials are wrongly mentioned in the values files, then you are getting this type of errors. Okay, if the username and password is not correct, then this unauthorized error you will face. Next, 404 means, so this is file not found. Right, frequently here in the apache2 also we have seen previously. So for example, you are trying to accessing an application. If the application is not there, hi, for example, hi.html is there. If you remove the hi.html and if you try to access that hi.html, then you are getting this error. So 404 error because that file is not there. Therefore, you are getting this file not found error. Then you can, you know the resolution, right? You need to keep the file. You need to erase the file to resolve the issue. Next, coming to the 500 error, 5xx errors. So these are also most commonly occurred errors. So 500, 502, 503, and 504. So these are the commonly you are facing errors. Okay, so 500 errors is nothing but internal server error. Means the server may be not started. Okay, you need to start the service. Start the service. You need to start. And 502 is nothing but it is a bad gateway. Nothing but bad gateway. So for this, you need to check the ports. If the ports are correctly mapped or not. Okay. So generally, what happens? So developers, while they writing the code, okay, or after the while we writing the code, while they writing the code, they are also mention the port number. So whatever the port they mentioned, and the port should be mapped correctly in the values file. Okay, so then in such case, if the port mismatches are there, then you are getting this type of errors. Or otherwise, one more clear example. So in the security groups, you have given 8888. So here in place of 8888, you are giving 8887. So in such cases also, you are getting the bad gateway because the port is not correct. So in such case, you are getting the bad gateway. So next, 503 means so service not available. So service not available. So that means the service that is not installed. Okay, you need to install the service. Not installed, you need to install the service. The troubleshooting. Okay, whatever the here I'm writing in the brackets, that is troubleshooting. So this is general error codes you are facing in the real time. Okay, and next fourth one is nothing but 504 means it is gateway timeout. Gateway timeout. That means everything is correct, but the website is taking too long time for connection. The website is taking too long time for the connection. So in such case, we're getting the 504 gateway timeout. For that, you need to check the URLs. The URLs, whether they are correctly given or not. If any mistake in the URLs that you are given, so then you are getting this type of errors. Okay, so these are the general errors you are facing in the real time. Understood? So this is a troubleshooting common for both uh, any tool, not only for HTTPD Nginx part. For any tool, these are the common error codes we are facing. Okay, so the Ubuntu box is now ready. So let us try to log in into that box. Now first I need to update the repo. Do app update. So update is done. So now we need to install the package sudo app Nginx. Installed. Now let us go to the file. So sudo /etc/nginx /etc/nginx folder sites available. You can see the file default. So previously here that is copied, right? So index and everything that was copied unnecessarily here. So here I'm changing. So this read-only file. So I need to take the root permissions, reading the file. So sudo default. So here I'm changing the port, say 8080. Type anything mistakenly, just escape, quit forcefully. If you put the exclamatory mark, that is forcefully. Okay, so just quit if you done any mistakes in the me file. So now here I'm editing here 80 file. Now restarted, so it is not prompting any errors here. Now let us check the service. So in the security groups, I need to change the port. I need to open the port 8080. Here I'm adding one tool 8080. Save the. Now let us try to access the service to the new port. Welcome to Nginx. Now Nginx is running on the port 8080. So in this way we can change the port. So coming to the remaining thing, you know that. So how to deploy the service and how to everything is, you know that. So here for that I'm just creating one file for understanding purpose. Just copy the content. Now just I'm moving the file into the path. Sudo copy hello into the path slash the Nginx, right? So slash user slash Nginx slash share Nginx. This is the path of deployment. Just another deployment. Let us check. Dot. See, if you can see the 404 error, right? Why? Because the path is not correct. Okay, I already told you the error here, error codes 404. So file not found. Okay, there is no file with the name hello.htm. Here, like this. So here the path here it is showing slash where actually in case of this etc here we have one file is there, right? Config file nginx.conf, or you can so go to this path. So just sudo conf. Here you can see the path of deployment. Here you can see slash where slash ww path, the default page I think. Just the sites dot default. Now here you can see root. So root means already I told you directory root. So nothing but deployment path. So sometimes so it is working with the deployment path as this one slash where slash. So previously it is taking this path. Now it is taking this path slash where whatever the path you have given in the this configuration file. So the default file, right? So therefore it is taking the same path. So slash where slash www slash html. It is taking this path. So in place of this path, you can give this path for deployment. Now here in place of index, so here in place of index, you can give the startings. Dot save this one. Now let us try for directory root, whether it is taking the same. The default one here it is Nginx. The default page it is Nginx. Edit hello.html. It should be take the starting path only. That is called as directory root. Index.html. That's no problem. This folder we can edit the port as well as the server root. That is the path of deployment. Here we can edit. Okay, in the /etc nginx sites available. So these two are very important files. So nginx.conf, other one is /etc, this one, and /var w is a path of deployment. Okay, so the same procedure for this Linux machine or Ubuntu machine. The both will be same as it is for installation of Nginx and deployment of Nginx. Okay, so this is about the troubleshooting part. Nothing but the error message you are getting here. So this is in real time. When you face these errors, then you can easily solve here. So 404, like just we have seen, right? File not found. If the file is not there with the proper name, then this error you will see. Okay, so bad gateway. If any port number is wrong, let us check the port. Here already you have given 8880. Let us check whether you are getting. So this is not working with a different port. It is still loading. So this page can't reach now. So why? Because so in the values file, that is when you go to the real time, you can understand clearly the way of getting the bad gateway. So here this is not proper way to see the file out to bad gateway. Okay. So if 8081 is given in the this security group, then automatically that will be open. So but here, even though 8080 is given in the security group, and here you also give the 8080, but sometimes you are getting the 502 bad gateway. So here you are giving the 8080 security groups. Here also giving the 8080 as a port. But in the internally, while defining the values, then you are getting the 502 get bad gateway. So that is you need to face the real time. So but the resolution is, so you need to check the ports. So the interviews, maybe they are asking these questions. So how you are, what are the different types of errors we are frequently getting in the real time? So what are the different types of errors we are getting frequently in the real time? So you need to say these answers. So I'm basically facing these every day. So the mostly we are facing the 400 issues, 401, 404. And coming to these 5x6, the server side errors. So how you resolve the these errors? So that is the question they are asking. So you need to answer this one, right? Any doubts in these two parts? apache2 and Nginx and HTTPD. If you ask any questions, so no questions means I'll move into the next topic, Tomcat. So for Tomcat also the same steps we need to follow. And up to the installation part, I'll complete up to the installation part. So tomorrow I'll start with the remaining things. Any doubts in this particular Nginx as well as this one, HTTPD? Any doubts? So just practice this apache2 and Nginx. So if you have any doubts, so let me know. Okay. So today we will complete up to the part 2. Okay. So I already told you in the last class. So there are while doing the deployment, while coming to the runtime environments, there are three types of runtime environments: web servers, partial app servers, app servers. So web servers are having HTTP containers. So they will identify these HTML pages like static applications. So finally we're getting a .jar file. Okay, partial app server, something, but it will have the two HTTP containers and web containers. So finally we're getting a .var file. So to deploy the .var file, we need Tomcat. Okay, so in Tomcat, we can deploy both HTML applications as well as web applications. Okay, we can deploy both HTML applications as well as web applications. So Tomcat is a web server. Again, it is a web server as well as HTTP server. server and web server. So this is used to deploy HTML pages. Okay, next cascade style sheets, images, and web applications. Okay, so now the prerequisite for HTTPD and prerequisite for Tomcat. Prerequisite for Tomcat here is Java. This is already installed, right? So if the Java is not installed, so you need to install Java here. So install the package. How to install the package? So first let me show the package in the Windows. Okay, let me show the package in the Windows, then we will move into the next Linux and Ubuntu. So for Windows, the prerequisite is Java. So already you have given the Java, right? In the environment variables, you have given the Java. Okay, if you give Java hyphen version, you can see the Java version. So if it is there means so Java is there. So OpenJDK is already there. So therefore, no need to install Java. It is already there in the machine. If you are working with the new EC2 instances, then you need to install Java first as a primary thing. Okay. So now coming to this Java, after Java installation, you need to install the package Tomcat. For that, you need to go to the website Apache Tomcat. It's also given by the Apache Corporation only. So you need to go to this website Apache Tomcat. So here you can get the releases. So download. You can find the number of versions here. So Tomcat 8, Tomcat 9, Tomcat 10. So go to the recent version Tomcat 10. Okay, so here you can see the number of packages, nothing but binaries. It is not executable file. So like Apache Maven, okay, this is also not executable file. You can download the zip package for this Windows machine and tar.zz for Linux machine. Okay, so depend 32-bit, 64-bit, you can go for the package also here for Windows machines. So since this is a 64-bit package, so I'm directly downloading the zip package here. So Apache Tomcat, it is going to download. So if it is a Linux machine, so just you need to copy this address and you enter the wget. So already we done for Maven, right? Apache Maven, how we are copied. So like that, you need to do the wget in the EC2 instances. So go to that folder. So here, download. Extract the package. In the package, so just I'm moving the package into the DevOps tools. So already I have the old package 10.0.5. I have installed a new package 10.0.12. Okay, so just move it to the package. Here you can see number of folders and files. All these are binary files. Okay, you are there is no executable file in the this Windows machine. All these are binary files only. Okay, so here in the bin directory, you can see the binary document, binary files here. Okay, in the conf folder, you can see the configuration files. I already told you for every tool you have the configuration file. So server.xml. Okay, server.xml is the configuration file for Tomcat. Okay, configuration file it is server.xml. Installation is already shown the path. So like this, you can do the installation. Just extract and paste in the C drive. That's it. There is no need of any installation. .exe file is not there. So bin folder it is containing the binary files. Conf folder will contain the all these are configuration files. Server.xml is a main configuration file. So we are working with mostly we are working with server.xml. So Tomcat users.xml. So with these two files we are working in the real time. In the real time we are working mostly these two files server.xml. So Tomcat users.xml. Okay. So these two are very important files in the conf folder. So next, lib means it will contain the library files, all the jar files it will contain. Okay, next logs. So here you can see the logs whenever they're generated. So temp, nothing but temporary folder. So web apps, so very, very important folder. So this is the main folder for deployment. Okay. So if you move any package into the WebOps folder, deployment is done. Okay. So this is the folder of deployment. So the folders message I'm seeing. So this is the place of deployment. Okay, I'll explain this manager and host manager, so rules, each and every topic in the Tomcat session. So next, work, nothing but an empty folder, any work related there, so then you can use this one. So mostly in the real time, we are using the bin folder. Okay, so what is the bin folder? It will contain the binary files, that is executable files which are there in the bin folder. So it will contain the executable. What is the meaning of executable binaries? If you want to start the service, if you want to start the Tomcat, if you want to stop the Tomcat, then the commands which are there in the bin folder. The commands which are there in the bin folder. So see here. So the commands of see startup.sh. Startup.sh is the command for starting the Tomcat. And remember, .sh is nothing but that is the file used for Linux machines. For Windows machines, .bat. Okay, for Windows machines, .bat is the command you must use. Okay, startup.bat is the command used to start the Tomcat in the Windows machines. Startup.sh is the command used to start the Tomcat in the Linux machines. Similarly, shutdown.sh is the command used to stop the Tomcat in the Linux machines. Shutdown.bat is the file that is used to stop the Tomcat in the Windows machine. .bat, nothing but Windows file. .sh is the Linux file. And we can also use two more files for starting and stopping the Tomcat service, that is Catalina. So see here, Catalina. So Catalina.sh. So sh is for Linux. So .bat is for Windows. So with this command, so followed by start or stop. Okay. So I'll write the command here. Followed by start. So then Tomcat is started. Or you can also use one more command called .startup.sh. Also .slash. So you can use any one of the commands. Okay. You can use any one of the command to start the Tomcat. If you want to stop the Tomcat, so Catalina.sh space stop. Or you can use a command ./shutdown.sh. So here Tomcat is stop. So ./bin folder, it will contain the commands which start and stop the Tomcat. These are the main we are using in the real time. Okay. So next conf. So conf folder, nothing but it is containing the configuration files. It will contain the configuration files. So what are the main configuration files we are using? One is server.xml. So this is the main file. Okay, this is the main configuration file. Config file. If you want to change the port, here you can change the port. Okay, if you want to change the port, here you can change the port. So next, Tomcat users is a one more file. Here you can give the roles. Okay, here you can give the manager roles. Tomorrow, manager rules and host manager rules, host rules. So these you can give here. Here you can give. Okay, so next one, slash web apps. So this is the place of deployment. If any .var file is there or any static application is there, static applications like .html, hi.html. So anything you can deploy here. Okay, are there. So then just move these files into this particular folder. So deployment is done. Okay. So next config file means nothing but I already told you this server.xml is the main config file. The main config file. So where you can see the complete information about the Tomcat here. What are the different folder structures are there? Okay, everything you can see in the server.xml. So deployment part, I already told you how to do the deployment. So if any static applications or .var files are there, then just move the files into the web apps folder. You can the deployment is done. How to access the application? So the same process. So HTTP. So localhost if it is Windows, localhost followed by the port, or in general, if you want to say in case of localhost, you can give the IP dash port given by the context path. So the application is accessed. So how to change the port? So how to change the port? So by editing the configuration file. Okay, so troubleshooting is the same troubleshooting as previous. Okay, I'll show now the installation part both in Windows as well as in Linux machine. So now currently I'm moving into the bin path. I'm just doing the git bash here, or you can do if you want to execute. Okay, if you want to execute .bat file, for example, if you want to execute the .bat file, then you need to take the command mode. You need to take the command mode and just move into this path. So move into this path. So now you are currently in the path. Just check the files. So these are the files which are there in the particular folder. Now you can execute this file. So .startup.bat. So just execute startup.bat. Okay. Startup. Either Java or not variable define at least. Okay. For this we need to.
So this is binary file, right? So I think we need to set the path. Like we need to edit the event web.
Yeah, we need to set the path for this, but instead of that, there is no need to set the path for this one. So directly we can execute here. Let us do in the startup.sh. See here. So since this git bash is nothing but Linux based, right? Therefore, Linux commands will work here in the git bash. So ./startup.sh. So Tomcat is started. Okay, if you want to stop the Tomcat, so just a simple command shut down. So Tomcat is stopped here. Okay, again we have one more command, right? I already told you the command catalina.sh. So this is the command. Okay, so ./catalina.sh start. So see here, Tomcat is started. So why two commands for single one? Because when you execute the .startup.sh, it is internally calling the Catalina commands only. Okay, it is internally executing the Catalina commands only. That's why if you directly execute .startup.sh or Catalina sh space stop, so both will give the same output. That is, both are starting the Tomcat only. So now the Tomcat is started now. So now how to access the Tomcat? So in our Windows machine, so just localhost. Tomcat is defaultly running on the port 8080. Tomcat is default running on the port 8080. So see here, Tomcat is running the version 10.0.12. Okay, it is running on the port 8080. Okay, so I will explain about this one tomorrow in detail. Okay, here one more point I want to show here, how to change the port in the Windows machine. So to change the port in the Windows machine, so just to move into the path, I told you the path, right? In the configuration file, context.server.xml is there. So this is the main configuration path. Just edit this file. So this is the main file. Okay. So here you can see the complete information of this Tomcat. So here you can see port 8080. So this is a default port that is running. So this is a default port that is running. So if you change the port here 8080 to 8888, so just save, Control S, close this one. So whenever you've done the change in the configuration file, you need to restart the service, right? So just shut down and again start up the service. Now check the service whether it is running on 8080. No, it is not running on the port 8080 because the port is changed. So now here you have to give the port as 8888. It's taking some time. Another Tomcat is running. I have two Tomcats, right? Older version is also there. So this older version, maybe this is running on the port 8080. So let us do one thing. Now it is not working on 8080. Let us check this one, new one. Some logs are already generated for the starting and stopping. Character port we need to change here. We are changing the character executor, right? So here we need to change. Again, you have to shut down the service. Now the service is working here. 888. See, the service is working on the port 8888. So if you want to change the port again, you can change in the server.xml. Once again, I'm changing the port to some other member. So where we need to change here, the connector port is there. So here you need to change. Here I'm giving the number, let us take 9000. giving the port as 9000. So for example, if I change the port and here, let us give the 9000 here. It won't take because it is going to the default page. But we need to restart the service to get the effect. So shut down, start up. Now 9000. It's taking some time to load. The service is now running on the 9000. So not only in Windows machine, in Linux machine also, you need to use the same process. You will take the same process. So currently I'm in the Ubuntu machine. Okay. So now I'm just stopping the service Nginx. I'm just stopping the service Ubuntu sudo service Nginx. Now first the prerequisite is Java. So I need to install the Java. So what is the Java name here in the Ubuntu? It's OpenJDK. The name of Java in Ubuntu box is OpenJDK. You need to remember these names in the real time. So in interviews also they will be test. So what is the name of Java in the Ubuntu machine? Okay, you need to take the default JDK. So default JDK is the name. So you need to install the standard Java. So you can see the description also. Standard Java or Java compatible development kit. So here you need to install the package Java first. The name default hyphen JDK hyphen. Once the Java is installed, just we again go to the Apache website. Home is the website, right? Home website. So here I need to now take the copy of this one, tar file, and use the command wget. So where we need to store the third-party variables, third-party applications, we need to store
OPT
under the file /opt.
option.
So unpacking the installation. So without Java, Tomcat is not working because everything is Java based. So next topics also Jenkins also is based on Java only. And with this free service, that is with this only limited resources, you cannot install more than one service in the EC2 instances because the RAM is very small. Okay, that's why no applications will work if you install more than two Apache Marvin, if you install Apache Tomcat, if you install Jenkins. So all these three services not working at a time. Okay. So now Java is installed now. Now I'm just moving into the OPT folder. Here I'm doing the wget. Duplicate it. So permission denied means I need to do the sudo. Now Apache Tomcat is downloaded here. You see the tar file. So now I'm just doing the untar. So the command is sudo tar -xzf. X is for extracting, Z for zipping, F nothing but file. Now extraction is completed. So now you can remove the that file. Is asking for permission to sudo. Now it is deleted. Now move it to the Apache folder. Now here you can see the same files, whatever you have seen in the Windows machine. So bin folder, conf folder, so libraries, logs, so temporary, so web apps, so what, so the same folders you can see here. So here also, if you move it to the bin folder, you can see the, so here permission is denied. So you need to take in as a root user. So move into this folder. So sudo su. First you need to take in the root user. Then you need to move into the /opt. And here you can see the Apache folder. So Apache. So here you can see the bin folder. So in the bin folder, you can see the same commands. Whatever the commands you have seen in the Windows, the same commands you can see here. So see shutdown.sh, startup.sh, you can see the catalina.sh, catalina.bat. So bat for Windows, SSH for Linux or Ubuntu machines. Now you can start the service startup.sh. So Tomcat is started. Now if you want to access the URL, so first you need to open the port 8080 because Tomcat is default running on the port 8080. Okay, Tomcat by default running on the port 8080. So you must open the port 8080. So let us check whether the port is open or not. So go to the inbound rules. Edit inbound rules. So okay, the port is already open. So previously we done for Nginx, right? So it is already open. So now just access the Tomcat home page with IP now. So previously in our Windows, it is local host. There is no IP. So local host, we are accessing the this machine, that is with Tomcat. Now here we are accessing the Tomcat with this. Why it is Nginx? Actually, Nginx is there in this. So, is running. Nginx is still running. So we need to first uninstall the package Nginx because both the Nginx is running on the port 8080. Tomcat is running on the port 8080. So only one service that is working on a single port. Remember this point. Okay, only one service that is running on the port 8080. Therefore, I stop the service first. Okay, I just stop the service of Nginx. Nginx is stopped now. Now let us check the service. Now let us start the service of Tomcat. That is started. Let us access the Tomcat. See the Tomcat page is open. So previously on the same port 8080, Nginx is started. Okay, Nginx is running already. Therefore, we are stopping the Nginx service and we started the Tomcat service. Okay. So if you want to change the port, again the same process. Again the same process. Just go to the config file. So here you can see the conf folder. So cd.conf. So here you can see the set server.xml is a file. Here you need to edit. So vi server.xml. So here you can change the port. Here connector port is there. So in the connector port. So here you can change the port to, let us take 9000. Or you can give any number, not a problem. So now whenever you done the changes in the configuration file, you need to restart the service. So I'm directly moving into the bin folder. So now I'm just stopping the service. Just starting the service. So remember one important point: when you install the HTTPD or Apache2 or Nginx, so that is OS service. Therefore, you can use the sudo service Nginx start, sudo service Nginx stop. That commands you can use. But here you are downloaded the binaries. Therefore, sudo command is not working here. Okay, sudo service Tomcat start, sudo service Tomcat stop is not working. Okay, because Tomcat is not a OS service, because you are not install the Tomcat. You are just download the binaries from the internet. Okay, so now here we restart the Tomcat. Now let us access the Tomcat. Now see on 8080 Tomcat is not working now. Okay, it is not showing. So now it is working on the port 9000. Now it is showing on the port 9000. Why it is not showing? Anybody? Any guess? I changed the port, I restarted the service, but one more step is pending. What is the other step? Other step is you need to add the port in the security groups. So in case of 8080, you can give 9000 or you can add another rule. No problem. So Tomcat is working on the 2 ports now. If we add one more rule, so Tomcat is working on the 2 ports, 8080 and 9000. So see, it is working on the 9000. So because Tomcat is working on only this port, because in the this server.nginx file, okay, the server.xml, we have given the port, right? We have given the port as 9000. That's why whatever the port you have given in the server.xml, only in that particular port only the service is working. Okay, so it's not on the this inbound rules, whatever the value you are given in inbound rules, whatever the value you are given in the server.xml, so on that particular port only this Tomcat is working. Okay, so in this way we can work with the Tomcat. So in this document, so we have done the installations. Okay, installation is completed both in Windows and Ubuntu. You can do the same thing in Linux also. So there is no issue with the Linux machine. So how to work with the package? So here, how to work with the package means how to start the package, how to stop the package. So you must use the commands startup.sh and shutdown.sh. These 2 commands you need to use. Okay, so these 2 are available in the bin folder. Okay, these 2 are available in the bin folder. Okay, so next config file, I already explained that one. So how to access the application? So currently we don't have any application. So application part I'll explain tomorrow. So 2 to 3 topics are pending regarding the Tomcat. So tomorrow I'll explain the how to deploy the application, how to access the application. This part I'll explain, and also I want to explain this roles. We have manager roles and host roles. I'll explain this part. So here in the Tomcat, here you can see the manager app. If you want to deploy the applications at a manager level, so you can use this manager app. So it is asking for username and password. That part tomorrow I'll explain. So if you want to access the applications in the host level, so for that you can use host manager. So these 2 parts I'll explain tomorrow, how manager app and host manager. So these 2 parts along with the deployment I'll explain tomorrow. So tomorrow Tomcat will be completed. So if you have any doubts in these sessions, you can ask me. Otherwise, you can leave the session.